All right, let's see what we got here. I guess we clocked in. Let's get the mic a little bit closer. Hey, what's going on, party people? How's everyone doing out there? I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I go by the name of Lespri. Well, first of all, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And in this channel here, to give is to receive, what I do pretty much as a spiritual healer, I use the power of words, to help you to attain, let's just say, or to become Christ like, or Krishna like, Buddha like. And what that simply means is for you to attain your highest level of consciousness. I help you pretty much to become born twice or to be born again. You know, um, except this time, it's being born again, looking at yourself to identify yourself through a Christ perspective. And that's pretty much what I do. So now, in this channel here, as I talked about before, we use what I call the power of words. Now, let me break it down for you so you understand what I mean by the power of words. Now, for most people, when they're talking about the power of words, they always say how powerful words are, due to, let's just say, the intentions that are behind the words, or even just the word in itself. Granted, I got it, I certainly understand. However, what I'm referring to here is what I call like quotes or wise sayings or proverbs, or certain statements. And why the reason why I call this, to me, that is the true power of words, because you actually get to see, you get to, experience the words in a whole different ways. Have you ever seen a quote where, you got motivated? And for most quotes too, they have they are so powerful they would bypass your subconscious mind, meaning it will just get to you without even you noticing. And that is another reason why too you'll see a lot of people that just say, if you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook, then you'll see a lot of people posting quotes, and then you could be like, oh, this is a beautiful one, or you're inspired by that one, or you like that one, right? But see, the thing about those quotes is that the quote didn't ask for your permission. It's not really like, let's just say, if you're going to read a book, you would have to be at that level, depending on, what the book is talking about. You have to be at that level for you to understand it. It's not about learning how to read and write, and then you're going to read a book, you're suddenly going to get it. I mean, if that was the case, remember when you went to high school? Every grade you had a teacher. And the teacher was there not to teach you how to read or write, but to help you to understand the understanding in what you were reading. But anyway, that would be when we're talking about words. But going back to the power of words, those quotes, I realize it's not necessarily about the meaning of a word, but it's how those words are being put together and how the intelligence in those words are being reflected. And when that happens, it hits you a certain way. That's why those quotes are fucking very powerful. And I strongly recommend, that you spend time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always tell people, if there's gonna be a shortcut, that's probably the only shortcut you'll ever get. And that is because as you're reading those quotes, you don't necessarily have to go through the experience per se, but you are also experiencing it in a way that it's almost like you were going through it because of the way it helps you to reflect. So to me, when I'm referring to the power of words, that's what I'm referring to. Those quotes, those proverbs, because first of all, it talks to you in ways that you can't even talk back. Like you have no choice. And that's why you'll see, depending on the nature of the quote, if it's a fucking inspirational quote, then you'll be inspired by it. If it's let's just say a motivational quote, then you'll be motivated by it. And if it's enlightened quote, then you'll be enlightened by it. So it definitely open you up and then makes you a lot more receptive. And depending on the quote itself, a lot of those quotes are fully loaded with a lot of wisdom. And you actually, I know for me, because I fucking love that shit. Like the word, like I'm just a fan. I get to witness how the shit's acting out on me. When I hear certain quotes, it gives me that, it gives me that oof, depending on what I'm listening to. And sometimes, I mean, I'm such a sucker for that shit. I won't even hide it. There's no need for me to hide it. I mean, shit, you might as well experience it. Another way also to look at this, you've never, like, if you go to church and then the pastor would say something and you would hear people say, oh, amen, or they would feel a certain way. Well, that's because of how, that was being said and how it hit you. You know what I'm saying? Without your permission. So, again, just to summarize pretty much, that's what I call the power of words. And the benefit about the power of words is that it helps you to be more receptive and, which allows you now to expand your vision. Because ultimately, that's the name of the game. That's what you hear. There's no other reason for you to be here besides the enlightenment. It's for you to realize who you are. And that's why, Jesus has this famous, phrase that he said, what would it gain a man to have the world and to lose your soul? And that makes perfect sense when you understand your essence. Like, how do you even function better if you don't know who you are? For you to thrive, even as a human being, and that's what and here's another, statement that Jesus made that a lot of people don't truly understand. You can't live off of, let's just say, bread and dick and pussy alone. You have to feed your mind. We all go out to vacation, we explore nature. Well, this is all part of you feeding a whole other aspect of yourself. Seeing your kids or having the kid, like all of these things, like they're feeding you. You're being fed by those things. So for you to thrive as a human being, that's why people actually, you send your kids to school. Because you understand, yeah, you give them food, you give them that. I mean, for the most part, I know some people are looking just for jobs, but I mean, how do you even, do a job like if you're not even knowledgeable yourself? Do you see what I'm saying? So again, it really comes down to, to you attaining your highest level of consciousness, knowing who you are. Because the better you know of who you are, the better of a person you'll be, and you'll make the best out of you too. Do you see what I'm saying? And speaking of that, in fact, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I have this here next to me because, not that it's a long one, but I just didn't want to forget it. What I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight, it's called Adversity Can Make or Break Us. If we do not learn from adverse conditions, we will be broken. Now you got to let that marinate. Now at first it may, and here's something else too. Like those quotes, there's a lot more that's being said than what you hear. And that's what makes them so profound. And that's what makes them fully loaded, because there's a lot that's being said without saying a lot. See what we just read there? This is, if you understand this thoroughly, then you have no other options but to look at this life as perfection. If you understand this, then disappointment, like your whole like mentality will shift. And that type of mentality, that's what I call a Godhead mentality. That's the type of mentality that, that's the type of knowledge, that we all need. That's the type of knowledge that that helps you to become in harmony with nature, because adversity is all around us. You see it everywhere in nature. There's always a contrast, and it's needed. I mean, I talk about this in so many different ways, but it's so important for you to know, because that, again, as I stated, if you understand this thoroughly, man, that's in. Listen, you you have the key to life. Because a lot of us, and then that's when you also get to realize too that we are all one: nature, universe, yourself. Just like in nature, you can't. I mean, if you plant tomatoes, you're not gonna get mango. Well, the same thing is for your actions. You are the product of your actions. And this is why it's important for you to understand that, because because the way you're processing information can either break you, because this is what this is also saying here too. In so many words, this is also telling you adversity is not really adversity depending on how you look at it. And if you don't learn those lessons, and of course you will be broken. When was the last time you had to do anything you had to learn, there was no adversity in it? There was no opposition. When was that last time, the last time that ever happened? If you're a bodybuilder, or if you work out, period, and anybody who works out, what do you say? Go one more, man. You could do it. Don't stop, man. Oh, it hurts me. Fuck the pain. You see, I'm showing you how it's all connected. You understand this? The unfortunate thing is, most people just tend to look at it just from a workout perspective. But if you can see it in everything else around you, shit, then, I should, that, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you to bulk up, baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bulk up out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you how to be muscular in life. And then you realize, again, as we were talking about here, the mental nature of the universe. We are all one. The same thing, that's why, regardless of what you do, like a guy like Michael Jordan is very knowledgeable in life too, because of what he had to learn in school. I mean, in basketball, dedication. You rip what you sow, man. The integrity, like hard work. Hard work. That's why you hear Kobe Bryant used to say this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Do more. You understand what I'm saying? And it's so amazing too. I know for him. Well, shout out to that brother too, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know. Like, come on, man. The mentality, like, then you understand, to become that guy, you have to be that in your mentality. So again, this is the whole, and this is what, and ironically, yesterday I talked about, how to expand your vision. Because what this is doing here, what I'm doing to you here, as I'm talking about adversity, how helpful it is for you. Just like if you go to the gym, You might want to pick up the I mean, if you're not strong yet, but your objective should be, to lift, like as heavy as you can, because you know the benefit that comes with that. But yet, in life, a lot of us, when we go through shit, like the recipe for toxicity, like I always tell people, it's like, it's the fact that, we're not willing to be open or to love with a broken heart. You got to be disappointed. And those disappointment, this is where you are learning. But you got to be careful too, you got to get the proper knowledge. Because I see a lot of people, let's just say, who got their heart broken, and then now they turn around and do the same thing that happened to them. You didn't learn anything there. You just reproduce what was, what I'm saying, what happened to you. There was no lesson. But the true lesson comes in when, you learn, you didn't change, but you learn how to love better. You learn how to love somebody who loves you, but you also learn how to love somebody who loves who they are. Because if you do not, you are in trouble. Because self-love is required, because the thing about self-love, and I always like to take a minute to talk about it, and I'll take a minute to talk about it, it's not the same as being selfish. I know both of them addressing the self, but one of them, it's not loving the self. Being selfish, it's only concerned with the external benefit that you doing that shit for yourself. But self-love is different. It helps you to acknowledge your divine qualities, your integrities, certain things. Like, it's not just taking yourself out to eat. This is good. I see a lot of people doing that. That's part of it too. Just like you brush your teeth, you wash your ass. Congratulations. But just know, to love yourself, there's more to that. It's protecting your integrity. It's to maintain boundaries. It's to develop your vision. And you have to be devoted to those things. In addition to taking yourself out to whatever the fuck treat you want to give yourself, which is great. Again. But understand, we're talking about perfection here. Wholeness. And if you understand that, then you understand, even for you to function, for you to thrive, you got to feed your mind too. You got to maintain that other side of you. And that's also, and if you and that kind of go back to what I was saying before. If you truly understand thoroughly that adversity can either make you or break you, but most importantly, if you don't get the lesson, you'll be broken. And that's what you see in life. Like I always tell people, you can either win or you learn. It's a win-win situation. See, when you start looking at it from that perspective, that's truly when you start flowing with life. When Bruce Lee's talking about be water, it requires for you to understand that about life, for you to flow with life. Because now you're making the best of anything or everything that is happening to you. Like I always tell people, you need to have a positive outlook on shit, not a positivity that's somehow negating the negativity. That's bullshit. That's you lying to yourself. Having a positive outlook on something, it's like, you know what? That's fucked up. It's painful, but I also learn. And because I learn, now again, I will not be broken. Because I honestly, and that's also the foundation, ironically, for a lot of you guys who all like to talk about gratitude. You see, it's not something to talk about. It's something you got to live, you got to experience. But it requires for you to have the right vision for you to see it that way. Because in life, again, just like it's what you make it, well, what you're going to make out of life depends on your vision. And your vision, what we're talking about here, is your understanding, the way you see life. And you got to check out my other channel too, because I talked about vision as a creative reality, because you are the one creating your reality. That's why when they say, as a man thinketh, so he is. Or, yeah, you got the point. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get a little bit of that water. So, again, you know, it's your vision. And even when I was talking about that too, if you thoroughly understand that too, then it should remove any type of material conception that you have about this life. If we're saying your thought determine your reality or your life, I mean, how physical this is true. I mean, how physical this life truly is. And that's why this is called a fucking illusion. I could share the same space and time with you, and you would never know who I am. Yet, you know what I look like. So to know somebody is really to go beyond what they look like. So, in other words, it's almost like you're looking at me past my physical, traits. And vice versa. So again, it's everything is so connected too. But going back to our conversation here, because that's what I'm talking about tonight, obviously. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Let me shut this shit down. Yeah, there you go. So, what we're truly saying here is that it's how you're looking at it. But for you to look at it from you have to tune you're gonna have to be in tune with your essence. And when you truly understand your essence, you can never make mistakes. I want you to understand that. When you understand your essence, you can never make mistakes. Because what you guys are calling mistakes is what you were expecting that you didn't get. Well, there's always a lesson. That's why when this motherfucker said what he said, I can't recall if it was Ford, because I always get these motherfuckers like, I guess confused at times, because I read and learned about them so long ago too. But either one of these motherfuckers, right? When the nigga that created the light bulb, and then when the guy told him he felt something, he said, no, you got it fucked up, and that is true. No wonder why he was able to come up with that. Because everything we do in life, what you're calling adversity, is good for you. If you get the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Even a motherfucker that goes to jail. Now, I'm not recommending you to go to jail for you to learn. But that place where you may consider a lot of bad shit's happening, you have motherfuckers who Malcolm X, Mike Tyson, who's telling you in jail, that's when they were able to, connect with who they are. So again, to show you what you call adversity, and again, I'm not telling you gotta go to fucking jail to learn, but again, you are a product of your actions. And this is where too, when we're talking about perfection too, And here's something else: we have to change our mentality. We're not thinking, we're not in tune with nature. And I'm not talking about just go to nature, sit down, and doing all that shit. I mean, there's a whole other aspect of that too. And I know for me, especially me, nature's been calling me like crazy. And I had this connection the other day. I went, oh my God. So, because, listen, man, you owe it to yourself. But again, the point that I'm making here, though, is because we're not in tune, and that's why we're even talking about this, and I talk about it in so many different ways to help you to adopt a God, a Godhead mentality, and what that entails, it's understanding the mental nature of the universe, the mental nature of the things that are around you, the mental nature of you working out. A strong mind, a strong body. Again, it's like, I mean, but it requires, that's why adversity, it's gotta be, you can't, I mean, you have to, I mean, I know for most of you, it's easier, I mean, it's easier to say than to actually do it. I get it. But what I can assure you, though, I mean, because I've been there myself, baby. So I know. But just keep going. Man, you're going to start laughing at your shit, man. Yo, I remember, I don't know, I probably was doing DoorDash at that time. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get some a little extra money. You know what I'm saying? And then I was going through some issues with this motherfucking car, man. Like I think it was the gas pump or some shit, man. Like that shit, yo, in the middle of the fucking streets, man. Man, I just got out of the car, man. I'm like, man, this ain't shit. And I'm like, man, this ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can somebody help me? I'll just put that shit on the side, nigga. We good. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I became a mechanic, man. I became a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things I had to learn. Had to change myself. See, again, it's how you looking at it, and how bad is it when there's a lesson in it? And that's what this is saying here. If you don't get the lesson, you'll be broken. And the Buddhist says it even best. I love the way the Buddhist says it. They said it even best. They said, I think it goes like, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You're going to be disappointed because that's what's going to open up your eyes. That's what's going to help you. That contrast is going to help you, you know what I'm saying, to fix your vision a little bit, to adjust it. And again, I'm going to say that again, guys. If you thoroughly understand this, man, life is beautiful. Now, I'm not denying that people are dying. I'm not denying. Like, this is what I always try to let people know. Like, that has nothing to do with that. This is also a part of that reality. But again, is that the only reality you see? If it is, I mean, let me be the first one to say it to you, man. It's sad. Because there is so much more to life than just that. So again, the idea here is to be whole. It's not, to suppress a part of you or to neglect the physicality. No, 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 no. The whole idea of this, and the reason why I talk about it in so many different ways too, again, not just for you definitely for you to adopt a fucking Godhead mentality And what I mean by that is to understand and to see things from God perspective or from a nature perspective. And when you do, that's how you and nature becomes one. Now you're sharing the same understanding. Now you are in communication with nature. And trust me, once you open up yourself that way, and if you have any type of psychic abilities, listen, the birds will talk to you. The plant will talk to you. Keep the change. It's on the house. Don't worry about it. But that requires the proper knowledge, the proper understanding, the proper vision. Because it takes knowledge, the proper knowledge, for you to develop your vision. And that's why I always tell you guys to eat from the tree of life. This is life knowledge that you need to eat from. That is the tree of life. And that knowledge is represented by a tree too. You have to understand why. Because it goes in and out. It goes in different areas of your life. Just like those branches. It branches out in different areas in your life. You're not going to be a good man and be a shitty fucking husband or boyfriend. It doesn't work that way. That's why I always tell people, man, fuck relationship, get yourself better. Once you get yourself better, then now you're good. Everything else. That's why it says, seek the kingdom of God, and everything else will be given to you. You know, you can't be approaching this shit sideways, man. The whole approach, what Jesus was talking about when he mentioned, what is it, the whore, which is with the legitimate, like, you want to be the wife. You don't want to be the hoe. They all serve their purposes, but you want to be the wife, though. I hope you want to be the wife. And again, I'm not suggesting or emphasizing for you to go out there and get married. Like, none of that shit. Get the bigger picture here. Which is, you know, you don't want to get the information by going sideways, but what you truly want is to really delve into it legitimately. Go through the front door. Seek for the kingdom of God. Do you see what I'm saying? Another way of saying that is to learn to value the things that are not physical, or not just the physical things. In fact, to be valuable, like to be a man of value, you need values. Not money, values. You know what I'm saying? Now, money could be part of it too. I'm shit, nigga, get your money. Shit, I'm a fancy nigga, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shit, come on, I'm not, shit. Do not get it fucked up here. Get your money. But yet understand what money is and make sure it stays there. Like I always tell people, money's a whore, man. It's a bitch. Well, you don't make a hoe a motherfucking housewife. You never do that. Meaning you should never put money above nobody. Or shit, not even for your integrity, nigga. Your integrity should be first. But anyway. Do I sound like I'm preaching out here? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was saying shit. I don't even talk to my daughter that way. But anyway, all right. Let me chill for a second. You know what I'm saying? I was hot. But But again, I mean, it's the I mean, it's the passion. It's the, like again, like even when I'm sharing this with you guys, like I always tell you guys, this is rewarding for me. I'm eating myself. Oh, I'm not just feeding you, and there's nothing happening here. Nah, player, not at all. It's always truly a pleasure, even to talk about this. It's like, nigga, I'm talking about gold, man. What would the fuck would I not be happy? This is life. This is precious, man. To the pure, all is pure. You understand what I'm saying? But again, just to summarize, because I'm not going to spend too much time here tonight. You know, again, the bottom line here is that when you understand that adversity can either make or break you, then now you got to say to yourself, okay, so now it's you. How are you looking at it? And for you to look at it, like you, to see it beyond what it appears like, because that's what having the sight is. We are in this wilderness. To have the sight is to see beyond that. And to see beyond that now, you need to be in tune. Eat from the tree of life. And when you start seeing it that way, then when adversity is not truly adversity, because now you're looking at how you're able to build from it, then now you tell me, is what you, so again, if you thoroughly understand this, then you should change your definition of what perfection is. See, because we don't know our essence, we make a lot of mistakes. You make mistakes when you're not open to make mistakes. You make mistakes when you don't understand that your mistake is not a mistake. It's giving you something you didn't have before. How the fuck is that a mistake? Now, you may not get what you were looking for. Did you not get anything at all? And if you got the lesson, how can you be broken? Do you see what I'm saying? Unless, now if you're looking at it from a suffering perspective, meaning now you choose to hold on to the pain instead of the remedy. Can you see how sick that is? When you get hurt, like, do you want to hold on to the pain, or do you want to fix it? Or do you want to heal yourself? And that's why people who are toxic, they talk toxicity, they do toxicity shit. Because they don't have they don't have the whole perspective of things. You need to develop a polarity perspective. And what that is it talks about good and bad. You see both, but yet you could see the good in the bad and the bad in the good. For instance, a lot of you guys, you always talk about, being raised with your parents. Certain kids didn't have this, having that. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a definite thing, especially when you have stupid parents. What do you think what we're calling the generational curses are? It's your parents passing that shit down to you, motherfucker. Or because you somehow, because this is the thing that I realized, because you didn't kill them, guess what? They're killing you. And again, this is just an occult way of saying, for you to be yourself. Because the only thing you do from your parents, it's they should be helping you to get better. I was watching, oh my God, the greatest love of all, of Whitney Houston. Such a beautiful thing. And she was in that song, and well, if you saw the video, oh my God, I was in love. Oh, I'll play that shit probably 5, 6 times, nigga. I was in my feelings. I'm like, girl, I love it. Talk to me. Listen. Oh man, I was in my element. To show how the mother actually went on stage supporting her, and the whole idea, you support your kids so they could believe in themselves, not for them to follow you. And those who understand know. But anyway, let me not get. I could be all over the fucking place. But anyway, going back to what we're talking about here, to summarize again, like having the proper. That is life. You see, this is not no motherfucking philosophical argument that I'm coming up here. This is not no ideas that I'm exchanging in terms of, for intellectual masturbation. This is practical matter. Do you know anybody, please let me know, who is knowledgeable or who became successful and has no adversity or didn't go through some shit? This is the price that we all gotta pay, man. Every game, there's a loss. Follow a loss. What are you willing to lose? Again, losing and winning, they go hand in hand. So you get to see that polarity all around you. That's why you don't want to eat from the tree of good and evil, because it reflects duality. And what duality tell you, this is now you having those two angels on your shoulder. Which one are you gonna listen to? Me? Both of them. I'm like, nigga, come over here, man. Come over here too. What the fuck? I need both of you. What was that guy named? The guy who, Keanu Reeves. He had this thing, and I saw that thing. It was said so beautifully too, man. He said that shit so beautiful. I can't recall what the question was. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think he was talking to. I think her name is Kate. I can't recall. Beautiful girl too, like beautiful personality. And I guess they were talking about love. And then she said, "I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover." And then he goes like, "What kind of lover are you if you don't fight for love?" Do you like what he was saying here? Is just he embraced. He was being watered. Well, not like the other water. It's like water. That's some coconut water. This nigga was talking about some, you know what I'm saying? God's water. That's the kind of water, like, once you have it, you'll never go thirsty again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, that water is feeding me constantly. Listen, man, find your treasure, man. Find your treasure. So again, these are all practical matters. Spirituality is your fucking life. And there is a lot more to this life than what it looks like. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected. Again, if you thoroughly understand that, then you start looking at this life from the universe perspective, Now you start to procreate with God. Just like life flows. Well, guess what, baby? You know what I'm saying? You give me lemon, shit, nigga. I'm making lemonade and more. I have it frozen. You know what I'm saying? I'll make ice cream out of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Do your worst, man. Oh man, like people don't understand. You see, love come with fight, nigga. You're crazy, man. Shit, yo, I walk around with a motherfucking not the scepter, well, that too. You know what I'm saying? But with that Shaka Zulu thing, it's not the stick. I think there's a name for it. You know what I'm saying? Or that trident, like. But I just be holding my dick, nigga. I hold my dick like that and walk around. Do you see what I'm saying? And when you find that connection, to be humble and yet to know when you gotta say what you gotta say. This is life. To be calm, but also to know when to fight. This is perfection, baby. And the idea of perfection is not to be flawless. It's to embrace both the good and the bad. What a perfection once you get it. See, there's levels to this. Just like there's level to the reality that you're living in. You know, embrace these things. Adopt the Godhead mentality. And when you do, man, the rest is history. Like I said, if you thoroughly understand that, because there's a whole bunch of shit that's being, everything I just talked about here was just said here. Although it wasn't said like that. Or it didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like again, going back to what we were talking about when it comes to those quotes, the power of the words. It's like there's so much that's being said. So fucking much. And a lot of times the people who are broken in life are the ones who did not learn the lesson. If you don't learn from adversity, what are you doing? Then now it's breaking you. It's not making you. And then when you start to see that, just like you hear a lot of people be saying that shit, you know what I'm saying? Life, you know, is happening for you, not against you. When you adopt that now, then who's gonna stop you? How bad can life really be? You know, I may not have, let's just say, I don't know, like a fucking Lamborghini, but nigga, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is not a fucking hatred statement, nor do I not want to have a fucking Lamborghini neither. But I'm already happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I get them, will I get one? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. But I don't have to have one for me to be happy. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Regardless, no matter where you are. And again, to even talk about a lot of people are talking about gratitude. It's a state of mind. It's not something you say to sound cute. And again, do you want to be smart or do you want to sound smart? And being smart, a lot of times, trust me. I mean, it's not always gonna sound smart. I mean, although there's still gonna be, you're still gonna shine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I know for me, I could say the dumbest shit, and like I always tell people, suck your own dick, man. If you understand, you understand. But there's a whole bunch of wisdom in everything I just said. But if depending on where your vision is, you may just hear the dick like, oh no, 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 oh my God, how can this? It claim to be a spiritual healer? Yes, motherfucker. Yes. So again, I'm trying to help you to embrace it all, to embody it all, and that this is the whole, and this is my wisdom, and that's pretty much what you'll see. What you call African spirituality. That's what that embraces, and then now you'll see the Buddhists and everything else. Everyone else is it's derives from that. And that spirituality is not just a perception. It's not just a fucking idea or a philosophy. It is reality. Just like when the guy who wrote the book As a Man Thinketh, so he is. This is not this is you know what I'm saying? This is reality. Any and everybody, your vision is your creative reality. So now, how do you make the best of your vision so you could live the best reality? Or you can create the reality that allows you to blossom. That's really what it comes down to. Because either way, you are the way. Even when you become in your own way, you're still the way, and you're the one stopping you too. So you gotta love you. I mean, this is the type of wisdom that we are here, that I'm sharing with you. This is life transformation. This is not an idea, for you to listen to and then go to talk to somebody else debating idea. This is not a debate. This is not me exchanging ideas here. If that's what you see, I mean, look again. Take your time this time, because you were looking at it wrong. And that's what makes this for the livings. Eat your meal, man. And transform your life. See, this type of knowledge, that's why they call it transcend. What? Fuck that word. That word it's not flowing with me. But to transcendental knowledge, for some reason, man, like I always, maybe because I'm thinking about saying it too, like because when I think about saying it, that's when. Anyway, the type of knowledge that allows you to go through different realms, yet you get to experience life from a physical perspective, a mental perspective, a psychological perspective, and a fucking spiritual perspective, and on all those fucking planes. And then you become whole. Yet physical, but yet cosmic. Listen, man. Anyway, we're gonna leave it here, guys. So, I guess the bottom line here, man. is that, I mean, the bottom line is more than just you looking at adversity, you learning from adversity. This is a lot more than that. Yes, you're also learning from it, but it's also looking at life, everything around you, looking at even in your workout, in nature. Be water, man. You know what I'm saying? The point here is for you to be water. You know what I'm saying? Don't be coconut water. You know what I'm saying? I know you might want to water. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about the type of water that, once you taste it, Nate, you'll never be thirsty again. Mm. It will fuel, like it will build even more water in you. You'll become the source as you start. Oh my God, eat your meal, man. Hey, listen, guys, it's been a pleasure. You know, again, always remember, for you to be you, nobody else can be around. And again, if we want to build on, as a man thinketh, remember. Oh, so we did talk about money too. Money is a whole, is a whole, man. Never make her your fucking wife, Nick. Always treat her as such. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Treat her whole as she needs to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you're gonna be in trouble. It's gonna be you. Because she's a hoe. I mean, she does whole shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when, and what this is also saying too, man. This is how deep that shit is. It's acceptance. You accept people for who they are. You're not projecting yourself. You're accepting. Do you see where you have to master yourself? I mean, it's all connected, man. Hey, there's so much more to talk about. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'll probably find something else. I mean, I don't know. I already got something else to talk about, so I'm not sure. Check out my other channel, man. Check out, because I got a bunch of fucking videos there too. Check it out. There's a lot more to talk about, and hopefully I will be talking to you guys soon. Nothing but love. I love you guys like shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know you. I love you. I guess what I'm truly saying is all of this is coming from like a good place. To the pure, all is pure. And I'll leave that with you. I sing. Bra. Mali.